welcome to the Debate Network.
And welcome everyone to the Dojo debate. Of course, this is the host DPWC. Of course, I'm alone because, of course, the man of the hour, the man of 1,000 words, is not feeling very well at the moment. But we're just going to go ahead and recap very briefly, folks, just basically what happened in the G1 as we're heading into the playoffs heading. So right now we're going to recap night 13 to the 16th, folks. Welcome once again, everybody who are listening and watching. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and break this down for you guys very momentarily and get into the playoffs because this G1 has been tremendous, very unexpected, a lot of unexpectations here that I just didn't myself or Bailey ever expected for it to happen. So I mean, it's been incredible to see this, these G1, and it's been very awesome to see. And I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are as well. Man, within 24 hours, we're going to have the playoffs coming up, and which we'll get into the playoffs momentarily. Who made it to the playoffs? Who is out? Who is in? But, man, let's just start it off very quickly down with night, of course, 13th, very momentarily, of course. Night 13, we do have Sonata, of course, Naito defeating Kama Newman, another great matchup. Newman really did the best that he could do. But, I mean, Naito with the upset, of course. Great Khan defeating Sonata, which nobody expect. Back-to-back wins for Sonata here, for Great Khan here. But I was really happy that Great Khan defeating Sonata, a great matchup. These guys really banged it out, I'll tell you that. And, of course, we did have Jake Lee defeating Shota Umino. Umino giving all his best, but he needed this win to stay alive in here. But, unfortunately, with the loss, Jake Lee had, of course, one more opportunity to gain here to make it to the playoffs. And this is, of course, Block A that we're talking about, folks. So, man, fantastic. Then we had the main event. This was a banger. I'll tell you that. These two meaty men, even though they're not meaty men, folks, but these are really two great, incredible athletes. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gabe Kidd. Sabre with the defeat. Automatically, he already clinched into not only the playoffs, but he made it. He got a spot for himself for the final night. So, he advanced into Block A, into the playoffs, and he got the final spot, the number one on it. So Gabe Kidd eliminated. So that's what happened here on night 13. Man, it was a lot of crazy stuff happening on for the Block A. I'll tell you that. A lot of things happened on Block A. But man, I can tell you that Gabe Kidd, I give him incredible credit to do. Gabe Kidd really gave his momentum here and really pushed a lot throughout this G1. And he has a future for most definitely in New Japan becoming a main event star. And keep an eye on that kid. That kid has a lot of potential that he is going to surprise all of us of what he's going to be doing in this upcoming future of New Japan. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited for it. And let's see how that goes. So let's move on to night 14. This is where we go to night 14, folks. This is where we're at on the B block here, as we do have, of course, Bolton defeating Konosuke Takeshita. That was incredible. Did not expect that on night 14. Even though, remember, keep in mind, Yuya was, of course, had to really get out of the tournament due to his injury that he has, the shoulder injury. So he was out. Gave the points, of course, to Oleg Bolton here. But what a great upset. I mean, great matchup between these two stars, I'll tell you that. It was a hell of a banger. And I mean, seeing Bowen doing the F5 and just seeing him, oh man, it was Takeshi gave it all on this one, but I gotta give it to Ole Bolton. He did incredibly great for this opening matchup for night 14 in the Block B. Then we have El Fantasmo, great getting an unexpected upset. That Goto needed this win, but he was still alive though. He was still alive to make it into playoffs. But he at least needed extra points here to win this. But unfortunately, right here, the upset, the unexpected roll up from El Fantasma defeating Goto, and that was a great matchup too as well. It's unfortunately Goto really given what he could do, and I wish that El Fantasma could have gone further and really push his character. I don't know what's the future for him. I mean, that's he has Jado, that's all he has, but I don't know who he is pretty much a lone wolf here in New Japan. All the people are gone. So I don't know what's going to be the. I hope Goto, even though he didn't want to shake his hand after the matchup, be all people's choice, but he gave him the credit. But hey, man, thank you so much. Goto's a legend, man. Goto's a legend. But unfortunately, he didn't want to sign. So that's what happened here. And of course, we had David Finlay defeating Jeff Cobb, which Cobb needed this point as well to get. Just like Zack Sabre Jr. to get the final spot and this win to be in the playoffs. But the loss, did not expect that from him. But it happened here, David Finlay defeating them. So, I mean, and then, of course, Yota Tsuji, this is where Yuya right here got injured after this matchup. Even though he defeated Yota Tsuji here in this matchup on the Block B, because Yota needed this win too. But, it happened unexpectedly. So did not expect that at all. But it was great to see. Good to see Yuya. He gave it all his best in this tournament, and especially for night 14. But unfortunately, that was his last time there. All right, and now it's time to move on to night 15, folks. This is the one, man, got everybody talking about, because this is where we're gonna get to who's gonna make it where, and this is where we get to know who would advance. And night 15, folks, this was tremendous. I'll tell you this right now. I really enjoyed night 15. Great matchup between Cameron Newman and Gabe Kidd. Newman, it has a future most definitely here in New Japan for his being a young athlete here at the age of 19, being in 20, I believe so, being in his tournament. Congrats to him. Everything he has accomplished in this tournament, even though he did not make it. But this was really for night 2 here for the block A to see who is going to advance, who does not advance. And this is the one that really Zack Sabre, didn't really need this win against Sonata, but he got it. So I mean, it was a great matchup. I'll tell you that. It was very, very, very good to see that. But man, Zack Sabre didn't really need it, but it was a great. Sonata unfortunately did not make it here into the playoffs here. Now remember, keep in mind, there's 3 spots. One who has a bypass, and the other 2 will have to face into the semifinals. So then we have, of course, Shingo Takagi, who really needed this win to make it into the playoffs, and he defeated Jake Lee, and Jake Lee was upset over the matchup with the referee. He really wanted this win, and he needed to win this one to survive try to see if he could make it into the playoffs. But unfortunately, he did not. So, well, that's what happens there. I can tell you that. Oh, and another great matchup here. Shota Umino versus Evil. Now, this matchup was great. Evil needed this win in order to make it into the playoffs. Now, Umino was already eliminated. However, here in this matchup, we saw Evil, his crew coming out, House of Torture. Really, in the beginning of this matchup, Evil's already saying, "Oh no, why I won this match? It's already over." Telling the ref, telling the announcer, "Announce me as the winner. Announce me as the winner," because Shota Umino is not going to show up, and he shows up. So Shota Umino shows up. And of course, they begin brawling. Shota Umino with great upsets, great counters. But, of course, House of Torture coming out. And Kanemaru, of course, everybody else coming out. Just try to really cause Umino here to lose this one. that even they injured the referee, that even Tanahashi had to make his appearance and come out and, be careful. He had to be careful with the powder. He had to be careful with the alcohol. He was very careful on all of that. And then, of course, even with the low blow on Tanahashi. Then Red Shoes. And Red Shoes never, ever referees his son's match, Shota Umino. He never does. And he finally referees this match. But Shota Umino with a great upset here. Death Rider. He even did the Evil on Evil. And it was awesome. And to see that was incredible. And then Shota Umino with the upset. The Evil is eliminated. He is officially gone here. But is it or not? Because there was one thing that in order for that to happen, so we had the main event. Tetsuya Naito versus Great-O-Khan. Great-O-Khan needed this win to make it into the final spot of the playoffs. And I can tell you one thing, folks, that final spot, Great-O-Khan really gave it his 120% against Naito. Did not expect a lot. He even kicked out of Destino. Of all things for Great-O-Khan to kick, and the crowd was right behind him. The crowd was cheering Great-O-Khan, Great-O-Khan. And O'Khan, man, the crowd was right behind him. I was really happy, even though it was controversial because they were cheering 50-50, 50 to Naito, 50 to Great-O-Khan, but great upsets between back and forth, and nobody expected it. Nobody expected Great-O-Khan to defeat Tetsuya Naito to get the final spot on the A block, now in the playoffs. So congratulations to Great-O-Khan. He did a fantastic job just getting into that playoffs. And it's surprising. It's shocking. It's surprising. But, man, I'm so happy for him. Congratulations to Great-O-Khan to getting the final spot in the playoffs. Coming up within the next 24 hours, folks. That's what's happening here in New Japan for the G1. Now we move into the last night for the Block B one. Here is the one that it could have gone either way. Now remember, even if Goto would have lost, he still needed Ren Narita to lose. He needed David Finlay to lose. If David Finlay would have lost this match, Goto would have advanced. But this is what happened in the night 16 that happened, of course, earlier today. That happened at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course. That happened earlier today. It happened, of course, El Phantasmo losing to David Finlay. Finlay, of course, with the cheat, of course, with the Shillelagh, getting the upset, advancing, getting the number one spot, and the bypass. Of course, he gets a bypass because he gets the number one spot on the Block B. Now we move on into the Goto and Hanare. Hanare really this was a battle of the headbutts between these two. There were really a lot of headbutts, a lot of GTR, like a lot of GTR Goto driver. Hanare really with the upset on Goto here, and this was a last opportunity for Goto. He could have possibly. There was only that, but unfortunately with that, he is eliminated. He is officially out of the G1 tournament into the playoffs. Going to make it. 2 matches here that really was stupendous, wonderful, folks. That I was just like, oh man, that was a banger
after banger after banger after banger.
That was really a hell of a banger matchup. I'll tell you that, folks. So, man, I can tell you that it couldn't really. It surprised me. I'll tell you that. But, man, we had it here. We got it here. And that is, of course, Yota Tsuji. Of course, Konosuke Takeshita versus Ren Narita. The winner will advance. And this is where we got it all here. We have it here. That is Konosuke Takeshita defeating Ren Narita. Great upset, of course. In the beginning of the matchup, we did have the House of Torture taking out Konosuke Takeshita because of a knee injury, dragging him out from the course, and really just going back and forth. These two individuals. Then towards the end here, folks, Konosuke Takeshita with the win, and he officially made it into the playoffs, made it to the second spot Now it comes down to the second spot. Jeff Cobb needed to the main event. Jeff Cobb, Yota Tsuji. Yota Tsuji needed to win this matchup in order to get the final spot on the playoffs here. And this is where another banger matchup here. I tell you that it was fucking banger. It was really, really good shit. It was really good shit. I'll tell you that. And we got the upset. The upset happened here, folks. We got Yota Tsuji defeating Jeff Cobb here in a great banger matchup, advancing, getting the final spot into the playoffs in Block B. So, man, let's break it down to you folks so you guys can see. Let's look at Block A momentarily, and then we'll look at Block B so you guys can see how does all turn out to be, how it was all about. And that is, of course, here, as we see, Block, see what we see here, Block A, how it all happened here with basically Zack Sabre Jr. getting the clinch there, getting the number one spot on the playoffs. He gets a bypass. He gets, a bypass. But we have Shingo Takagi and Great Okan, who will be facing each other in 24 hours. And, of course, the winner of that matchup will go ahead and face Zack Sabre Jr. in the semifinals the next following day. And the winner from that goes into the finals of the G1. Now, that's going to be the one who is like, what's going to happen? Who's going to happen? Who do you got winning here, folks? Who do you have here on this playoffs for Block A? Who do you have? Who will be facing Zack Sabre Jr.? Will it be Great Okan or Shingo Takagi going ahead versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the semifinals for the Block A? That's going to be the one that is going to be really, oh, man, I don't know how that's going to turn out to be. And I can tell you that, folks, I don't even know how is that going to turn out to be either. If it was up to me, I really would go with Shingo. I'm big a fan of Shingo Takagi. I wouldn't mind if even Great Okan wins, because this will be a greatest upset of his career. And, as much as in the beginning that we clown on Great Okan back before, was with meaning his character. He's the Val Venus, of course, of New Japan. I'll tell you that. Hello, ladies, as you follow my social media, know. But Great Okan has really developed himself tremendously since, joining, the United Empire, and, really progressed and really, really got the crowd right behind him. So I'm really proud and really happy for Great Okan to make it this far into the G1. That is really, it's a shocker. This is why this G1 has been by far the one, really, a banger, a great G1 tournament, because this was the future of the New Japan talent who's going to be over the next 5 to 10 years of New Japan. So this could be it here. This is the one we see here. Could this be also Zack Sabre Jr.'s final run? Because it's been so close and he's been very, very close to get into it. But unfortunately, he doesn't make it. And that's a banger. Unbanger, excuse me. I just hope that he does make it here. But who will face Zack Sabre between, Shingo and Great Okan? I'm going to have to go with Shingo. And we'll see between that matchup. Now let's take a look at a Block B. Now we look at Block B. How does all turn out about? As you can see, David Finley with the points and with the upset, got the 12 points, got the first spot. So he gets a bypass, of course, first round bye, excuse me. Keep saying bypass. It's I had a long day, folks. I apologize. So, yes, he gets the first round bye. We have Konosuke Takeshita and Yota Tsuji, who will be facing on, and the winner of that matchup will go ahead and face David Finley in the semifinals of the Block B. Man, this is the one that is like, you have two future stars here. One who definitely deserves to have a title run in AEW, Tony Khan. I don't want to. It's not circle debate. That will be tomorrow, of course. And we'll talk about that. But Takeshita has really proven himself ever since really making that solo run, turning heel, and right here in this case, in this New Japan, he's the MVP. He is the MVP of this G1 Climax. He has not disappointed at all in the matches that he has had throughout the tournament. They all have been really a 6-pack and more. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to do a 5-star like, fuck, this should have knows what it does. No, this man has done phenomenal. Chef's kiss right there for Konosuke Takeshita. Yota Tsuji as well. Yota Tsuji has done the best that he could do here on this tournament, but of course he had unexpected upsets that I did not expect him to lose. But he lost a couple matches that were, he is in trouble here. A lot of us predicted that he was going to be the one making it into the finals. But now that right here, it could go either one. This is the hardest one for me to even say who will go ahead and advance and face Finley in the semifinals. It's tough. You have two future stars here that I'm hoping that New Japan and AEW can work out an agreement to allow Takeshita to come make a name for himself, be a main eventer here in New Japan. It would, of course, like I said, I'm not disrespecting AEW. It just, the capacity of what they have, of the talent, such incredible roster they have, the time that they have for Takeshita to become a main event star there, it's going to be a long route compared to here, where he can really become a name and make a name of himself here in New Japan. I believe he could do that. If you give him the opportunity, for him to make a name for himself, for him to say going after the global championship, for him to go over the never open weight championship, not for the KOPW championship. I mean, able to go for those titles. Then down the line, give him a title shot. But this here, Yota Tsuji and Takeshita, this is a Wrestle Kingdom matchup here. It's a future Wrestle Kingdom. I'll tell you that. And it's gonna be fantastic to see these two individuals really, really go taking it to the moon all the way, folks. And I know they could do that, and I can see that of what Takeshita could do as well as Yota Tsuji. Biggest question here for you folks that are listening and watching: who do you got? Who will advance and face David Finlay in the semifinals? Yota Tsuji or Konosuke Takeshita? That is the toughest one here that we can say that is going to be the one that is really going to be, wow, I don't know either. It's difficult. It's going to be tough. I can't wait. Cannot wait, folks. And you guys got to tune in for sure within the next 24 hours and watch the first rounds of the playoffs. And then, of course, the following day, it will have the semifinals. And on Sunday, you will have the finals of the G1, which we'll be having a watch along here, folks, on Circle Debate. The Man of 1,000 Words, Dan Bakley, will be having a watch along live here to watch the G1 finals. So if you want to come and join us, if you're up that weekend at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, come and join us and see. As the Man of 1,000 Words will be tuning in of seeing the G1 Climax in the finals. That is for sure. So I'm excited, folks. I hope you guys are excited for the first round playoffs and the semifinals, which is the second round, and the finals of this tournament. And who will challenge Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? Is Naito ready for Yota Tsuji? Is Naito ready for Zack Sabre Jr.? Is Naito ready for Shingo Takagi? Is he ready for Great O'Khan again? Is he ready for Konosuke Takeshita? These are 6 men whose future is on the line to get a title shot and to main event Wrestle Kingdom. And that's going to be the one who is going to get us Netty Mania of who is going to take this tournament all the way. That's right. I can tell you that, folks. So stay tuned. We'll provide you the updates, of course. We will not be doing, of course, a recap of the playoffs. We're going to go straight directly into the finals, which the Man of 1,000 Words, Man Bakley, will preview that before the finals begin. He will let you guys know his recap, his thoughts, his review, his thoughts overall of this G1. And, man, I'm excited, folks. I hope you guys are excited. But, man, folks, I appreciate you guys. I know it was a short, very quick. I'm here by myself. That's why I had to do this very quickly for you guys. Try to keep you guys updated and make sure what is going on in the world of New Japan. And I'm excited. There's a lot of things happening here that, man, Wrestle Kingdom, and I can tell you, the G1, playoffs is going to be interesting to see who of these 6 men are going to make it to the finals. Who is it going to be, folks? Who is it going to be, folks? Who is it going to be? Who will be crowned the G1 Climax winner of this tournament? Which out of these 6 men will do it all? That is the biggest question here, folks. Who do you got? Comment below. Let me know. And I know, folks, Paul, I made this short, but I apologize because like I said, I'm here alone. So I just had to break down briefly 13 to 16 night reviews for you in the end, who made it to the playoffs. But it sucks for that you got injured here, unfortunately. I wish maybe he could have made it further. But I'm excited. These 6 men is really going to do something here, but really extraordinary. That I still don't know. It's hard for me to even pick. I hope we could see maybe Saxon maybe. Could this be his final run in New Japan as heading into becoming the main eventer here? Can his Gaijin be the one to win it all? That is the biggest question here, folks. So don't forget, folks, to subscribe and follow us here on YouTube and follow us all over social media platforms. You see right above me, you can follow us. You can follow the Redeemer, of course, just time 211. You can follow her at Circle Debate everywhere. I forgot to change that. You see, this is how much I was really quick today because I had to do this very quick. Because don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, as well, people that are listening and watching, will be here tomorrow alongside with the crew, with the Redeemer and Pepsi Phil Esquire, as we will be doing Circle Debate tomorrow, recapping Dynamite, Raw, and bringing the world of news, professional wrestling, all up to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for this very quick recap of night 16 to 13 to 16 and the playoffs, who made it, who did not made it. Until then, folks, we appreciate you guys for all tuning in. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace, folks. Have a good night. Have a good day. And enjoy the playoffs of the G1. Enjoy, folks. Peace, guys.